This is the most fun I've had on a Microbrand, even though it has some pretty glaring flaws. Find out what it is on the Alcadus Dromo. Slide the blue screen. This video is brought to you by Alcadus. This is Alcadus' first dive watch, the Dromo, which is being launched together with its second iteration of the Opus 39. Both share the same case dimensions, measuring in at 39mm by 45.5mm. The lug width is a crowd-pleasing 20mm. The dimensions are already compact, but the wide bezel and dome crystal further shrinks the dial, creating a smaller impression. The thickness is where the Dromo is a little bit chunkier at 13.5mm, including that very high domed crystal that's also coated with 5 layers of anti-reflective coating, giving it exceptional clarity. The water resistance will be 200 meters by the time the Dromo enters into production. With that prominent conical crown, this watch protects its regulated Miyota 9039 caliber that has a high beat 4Hz frequency, hacking and hand winding feature, and has a 42-hour power reserve. The sample we have on review is a prototype with a number of changes that will be applied for the Kickstarter campaign. There will be drilled lugs on the case. The water resistance will be 200 meters opposed to the printed 300 meters on the dial, and the dome crystal will be improved to reduce distortion. This is possibly due to a thinner case profile. The bezel will also be improved for better gripping. And finally, the clasp will get some refinements. Early bird pricing is a remarkable $320 with an extra strap option out of the package. This is a massive bargain for the build quality and options that supporters will be getting. When Alcadus asked which of the models I'd like to review, I took this yellow dial version because it's an instant pop of color that would be fun to wear on any given day. It's another skin diver that's seemingly the summer flavor of late, but it manages to stand out with a few solid details. Even though this is not the final production piece, there is much to enjoy already with the Alcadus Dromo. On my petite wrist, this 39mm diver is very comfortable both visually and emotionally. The aggressive taper of the bracelet gives the curvy case some emphasis. With the box sapphire crystal, the Dromo delivers a chunky but compact presence. This Miyota 9039 watch is simple to operate. Unscrew the crown and with a single pull, you can set the time to your desired position. Dive watch fanatics prefer the omission of the unnecessary date window, and this piece highly agrees with that sentiment. There is no ghost date either for this model. The dive bezel is solid and robust with great tolerances. The grips are rather shallow, making it hard to turn. This will be fixed by the production run. The packaging is also being finalized, which will include extra straps for added wearability. The personality of the watch completely changes as you switch from bracelet to strap. In both examples, the dial takes much of the attention. The bracelet option just emits an industrial theme to it, while the strap setup leans towards the aviation and motorsports lifestyle. It's like getting two watches for the price of one. Let's zoom in closer to see the great touches on this watch that further adds to its value. There's two different bezel configurations for the Dromo. This one has a steel bezel insert that's beautifully paired with the chamfered knurling. Over this bezel is the inescapable box sapphire crystal that I just love staring at. They plan on fixing this, but the lens distortion to me just looks fine. Another fantastic detail is that red ring under the crown. This is a rare feature in the Microbrand category. It's a visual reminder to lock your crown before diving. On the topic of crown, it's oversized, making it easy to grip and also easy to see with its loomed logo. The rest of the lume on the watch is very potent, using Swiss Superluminova as all dive watches should be. Inside the crystal is a bright matte textured dial that's garnished with framed indexes. These indexes and hands are dark toned yet textured, making for a great contrast. The texts are all crisply printed, and as a bonus, the soft sans serif font pairs gorgeously with the rounded details of the watch. This is the spirit of the Dromo in my opinion. Soft, lovely curves with light playing polished edges with adequate sprinkles of the Alcadus emblem. But then there's the bracelet. This bracelet is also a light magnet with large flat surfaces and sharp edges. It has enough articulation while utilizing Rolex-like screws. However, the links are so sharp that it tends to get stuck when folded the wrong way. Rounding out these links would have also matched the curvy case a lot better. This review unit has these thin friction fit clasps that Alcadus promises to refine as the production begins. The back of the case is elegantly decorated with an illustrated ship over a bead-blasted surface. Beats seeing an undecorated movement. We've shown you a taste of the Dromo's versatility. With some high-quality straps, Alcadus' latest diver becomes a very attractive proposition. Using Artem's new quality fabric straps, the Dromo springs into action. First, you should bring out your handy spring bar tool to uninstall the bracelet off the case. Alcadus uses some really thick spring bars so you can strap those NATOs in full confidence. A good dark toned strap works in great contrast against this vibrant yellow dial. This has a minimal orange accent that adds a third color and a little bit of racing panache. On the James Bond strap, there's a bit more of a visual conflict. Pushing aside the perceived history of the design, there just might be too much going on competing against that loud dial. It's a lesson on restraint by showing you what's potentially excessive. Let's now up the ante by using Artem's new blue premium sailcloth strap, and it doesn't disappoint. The blue material and stitch configuration facilitates the watch nicely. The texture also adds more character to the strap without overpowering the watch itself. With the white stitched variant, there's a little more visual interest. It also connects with the white chapter ring, so there is some color harmony with this pairing. Blue and yellow are complementary colors appealing to our aesthetic-loving senses. Let's not forget these sailcloth straps are properly water resistant. Let's go back to what Alcadus will be offering you, and these genuine Italian leather straps have quality written all over it. I think Alcadus is not marketing these straps enough. It's soft and has some really defined textures. This is so good that I think this Dromo will be seeing more wrist time on these straps rather than on the bracelet. This shouts vintage proudly, and I love it. Let's end this fashion show with a stark black strap. With the lack of tonal pull, the watch is left to shine. From the swirling light of the bezel to that mesmerizing distortion of the crystal, they are all there for you to enjoy. The Dromo in this mustard facade is as fun as it gets. It's not just a playful watch, but it also is solidly built and sculpted with restraint. It offers versatile options, but the bracelet needs some work. I mean, just look at this thing on a refined bracelet like the recent Zero Spearfish, a softer band to match the case's soft lines. But it's the dome crystal that wins my heart with the Dromo, even if it adds a little heft to the case. Another element of fun, no matter what time of the day. And there you have it, that's the Alcadus Dromo. It's a worthy addition to your Microbrand collection, and this will surely be one of the most fun watches you've ever had, especially when you're changing strap options. Keep in mind, this is a prototype, so there's a lot of changes that's going to be coming by the time it gets produced. But please, Alcadus, keep that dome sapphire crystal. It's lovely and gorgeous. It's one of my favorite parts of this watch. But hey, if you change it, I still have the prototype, so I'm just gonna keep it.